In the wake of the Rajouri military operations, the encounter and the killing of 3 civilians in the area, Army Chief General Manoj Pande is on site in the Rajouri Poonch area and the Jammu division to take stock of the operation. General Manoj Pande has reviewed the situation on the ground, which is said to be delicate. General Pande was given an update on the prevalent security situation. He interacted with local commanders on the ground. He's also spoken to them, exhorted the troops to conduct the operations in the most professional manner and to remain resolute and steadfast against all challenges. This is what chiefs do. They're there with the troops there amidst a very, very delicate and sensitive situation that has also involved the killing of 3 civilians under mysterious circumstances, something to which the army has responded in a very harsh manner and said no one will be spared if protocols have been broken. Sunil Ji Bhatt is live with us from Jammu. Difficult time for the army, Sunil. Four soldiers killed in an ambush. Mutilations have reportedly also taken place. And amidst all of this, the killing of 3 civilians, which has spiraled into a separate controversy of its own, bringing back, many of the things that the army is accused of in the past as well. General Pande being there is highly necessary because at a time like this, the army needs to be kept, at least at the unit level, on even keel. We understand some changes have also been made at the brigade level.
Absolutely, Shiv. The situation remains very sensitive in the twin border districts of Rajouri and Poonch after the dastardly terror attack on Thursday on 2 army vehicles. There was, clamor from many quarters that there should be a thorough review of the entire security management. And now it seems that army has taken this matter very seriously, and no less than the army chief of the country has air dashed to Rajouri Poonch sector, and he's personally monitoring the entire anti-terror operation that is going on in the forest belt of Bafliaz and Dera Ki Gali. Today he held important meetings with the local commanders that included the GOC of the Romeo Force and White Knight Corps commander was also there, Lieutenant General Sandeep Jain. So he gave clear instructions to the soldiers that anti-terror operations should be carried out professionally and soldiers should be prepared for any kind of eventuality. Shiv, soldiers, our army personnel are facing challenges on money fronts because, as you mentioned, that there was this case of civilian killings and there is a separate controversy that has snowballed into a major row here in Jammu and Kashmir, with political parties also jumping into it, and they are claiming that the army should be held accountable for what happened to those civilians. Army has taken very serious note of it. That is why a brigade level officer has been taken off duty and more disciplinary action is going to happen. That's what our sources are telling us. But the situation remains very delicate because the security forces have not been able to achieve any success as far as this counter-terror operation is concerned so far.
So far, the counter-terror operation, which is most important, has not yielded any success. But, this is not surprising even, in the Rajouri Poonch area where there are many hiding places. There's a possibility that the terrorists may have gone back across the line of control into Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. We'll have to wait and watch to see how this actually escalates. Into Pakistan, I beg your pardon. So we'll have to see how this actually goes. Now, Sunil, continue to stay with me. The search operation continues in Rajouri. It's been on now for 6 days. General Pande, the chief of the army staff, is on the ground, like you can see in those pictures, taking stock, getting direct briefings from the ground commanders operating there. He interacted with troops. He's exhorted them to conduct their operations, like I said, in a professional manner. And this comes in the wake of 3 civilians in the Poonch area being killed under mysterious circumstances. Sources also revealing that POK-based terror handlers Saifullah and Katal Sindhi, this according to the NIA, were the masterminds behind this particular ambush attack. Sources also added that the Rajouri attack was carried out with the help of Poonch Rajouri modules of the terrorist organization PAF, which is basically a front of the Jaish-e-Mohammed. Remember, terrorists on Sunday also targeted a retired senior superintendent of police in Baramulla, Jammu and Kashmir, and killed him while he was offering azan in a mosque. That's the officer you see here on your screen who was killed while he was in worship inside a mosque. He was targeted and killed by cowards of the Jaish-e-Mohammed. Meanwhile, the army has initiated a probe into the killing of those 3 civilians I just mentioned. A brigadier, a 1-star officer in Poonch, has been taken off duty and shifted. He's been attached to the to the formation until the inquiry is over. So this is disciplinary action being taken by the army in a very serious manner. Sources also reveal that the army has ordered similar disciplinary action against some other officers in that area. Sources also said that the army may shift some officers currently posted in Poonch, Rajouri as part of this disciplinary process. The police in Poonch has registered an FIR against unknown persons in the killing of those 3 civilians.
A double standard game. सरकार को ऐसे नेताओं के खिलाफ उनकी पार्टियों को बैन करना होगा जो पहले और आज भी अंदर से उग्रवाद का समर्थन करने का प्रयास करना चाहते हैं। स्थिति ठीक इसलिए नहीं है कि आखिरी दौर के अंदर है, समाप्त हो गई है, लेकिन समाप्ति के अंदर भी कुछ ना कुछ चलता रहे और हमारे शहीदों को नुकसान। लेकिन मैं फिर कहना चाहता हूं, इस सारे विषय पर जो अंडरग्राउंड वर्कर हैं, जो अंदर से पूरी सूचनाएं पाकिस्तान को देने का प्रयास करना चाहते हैं, और उसमें ज्यादा म्यांमार के लोग हैं।
Sunil, bringing you back in on the, this very troubling death of the 3 civilians. Where is the investigation currently? The army has taken action. A brigadier has been pulled off duty and attached. Disciplinary action is going to be taken against some other officers also involved. There were some very troubling viral videos that were doing the rounds, which we cannot, of course, verify, but they are everywhere right now. FIR has been lodged by the police in Poonch. Where are investigations at this time?
Well, Shiv, there are 2 investigations being carried out in this entire episode. One investigation is being carried out by the Jammu and Kashmir police in Poonch. They have registered an FIR. A case of murder has been registered against unknown persons. But since this matter, involves the army personnel, so the army has also initiated a separate inquiry, internal inquiry. And as soon as this inquiry began, the army has taken strict action. A brigadier level officer has been, attached.
Yes.
And similar action is going to take place against other officers. We were the first channel to break this story early this morning that the army was mulling action against some officers.
Yes.
According to the army, they feel that that human rights violations can't be tolerated because army has maintained higher standards of professionalism while dealing with people, while dealing with terrorists.
Of course,
they have
yes.
While conducting anti-terror operations with bravery and courage. At the same time, they have maintained higher standards of respect to human rights. So this may be an aberration, but army is taking strict view of this entire matter. That is why it will not be tolerated. The message from army is clear that they are not going to spare all those who may be involved in this episode. But this has complicated matters for the army personnel because already they are facing a huge challenge. They
Absolutely.
have to carry out counter-terror operations in the most difficult terrain in Jammu and Kashmir. And on the other hand, now army is facing allegations of human rights violations. So it's a very difficult situation for the armed forces, and that is why they have taken prompt action.
And as Sunil and I continue to report on this story, we want to remind all of our viewers that the army will act without mercy against anyone who is found to be guilty of violating the traditions and protocols of the Indian Army. It's a professional service, and it always takes action against those within its ranks who violate those rules. If anything violent has been done, charges of murder, etc., action, I can assure you, will be taken against this. I would also like to tell all of our viewers that these are difficult, extremely difficult, areas to function in, but accountability needs to happen because at the end of the day, the 3 people who have died are all Indian citizens. They are all Indian citizens, and therefore accountability is a must. Here on India Today, we will continue to sensitively report the operation. We will give you the context, but we will also raise questions about what happened. Former Jammu and Kashmir DGP SP Vaid, and this is another piece of breaking news that we're bringing to you now, has openly blamed poor intelligence for the repeated terror attacks taking place in specifically the Rajouri Poonch area. Remember, India Today has put a spotlight on this particular part of the Jammu division because even though violent terror attacks and encounters have visibly and quantifiably dropped in the larger Jammu and Kashmir area, Rajouri and Poonch continues to be a pain point. The former J&K top cop says intelligence network strengthening needs to be an absolute priority. Take a look.
It's good that Army Chief found time and came because Rajouri Poonch situation is becoming serious, and I would say lack of intelligence, not intelligence failure, poor intelligence. I think you should have a specific inputs, and there J&K police and local population has to play a bigger role. I think there is a lot of scope for improvement in intelligence. And another point I want to say is we must make increasing use of local boys. Rajouri Poonch boys have been very, very useful to J&K police and security grid in countering terrorism in Kashmir Valley.
And remember, this entire episode began with an encounter in which there was an ambush, and there were 4 brave young Indian Army soldiers who lost their lives in that ambush. India Today paid tribute to Nayak Karan Kumar, who was among the 4 soldiers killed in action in Rajouri's Thana Mandi area. The army paid its last tribute to the fallen brave. Nayak Karan Kumar joined the army in 2013. He was the first in his family to join the armed forces. He is survived by his wife Anju and 2 daughters aged just 1 and 6. His family includes his parents, younger brother and 2 younger sisters. These are images from his last rites that took place in Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh earlier today. The streets of Kanpur were overflowing with residents lining up to pay their respects to Nayak Karan. Chants of Jab Suraj Chand Rahega, Karan Tera Naam Rahega filled the air. India Today offers its own tributes and condolences to the family and Nayak Karan's unit.
बड़े गौरव की बात है कि बेटा हमारा देश के लिए बलिदान हो गया, अपना नाम अमर कर दिया और उसका नाम अमर रहे हमेशा के लिए। उनको बहुत उमंग थी कि मतलब हम देश की रक्षा करेंगे, एक बार जो है वर्दी जरूर पहनेंगे, तो भगवान ने उनकी पूरी कर दी।
क्या कहेंगे देश के लिए जो बलिदान उन्होंने दिया है? ट्रैजिक है, हम सब जो है सब इस चीज़ को मान रहे हैं, सब उनके बारे में बातें कर रहे हैं, लेकिन आप कैसे देखते हैं?
दुख तो है ही, लेकिन देश के लिए अमर हो गए, बहुत अच्छा हुआ।
कुछ मांग है आपकी सरकार से, जो सरकार ने या फिर आप लोग के लिए घोषणाएं करी हैं उससे आप लोग संतुष्ट हैं? क्या चाहते हैं?
यही चाहते हैं भैया का हमारे कोई निशानी बन जाए, भैया का हमारे कोई स्मारक पार्क बन जाए, उनके नाम का द्वार बन जाए।
Right now I'm standing in the Bithur part of Kanpur where the martyr Karan Singh Yadav, who lost his life in the Jammu and Kashmir Rajouri terror attack, the last rites are happening and also the cremation ceremony is being happening at this very particular ghat. You can see in the visuals that the army is giving the guard of honor to the martyr. You can see there is heavy deployment of police and also the army personnel who, following the protocol, themselves came and delivered the body to the family personnel. You can see in the visuals his body is being cremated here. The last rites of the cremation ceremony is happening here. There is heavy deployment of army themselves. The terror attack which happened in which Karan Singh Yadav of Kanpur lost his life. You can see in the visual there is heavy gathering of the people, the people from the nearby villages and also the people of the nearby areas who have gathered here to give last respect to their martyr. We can tell you that what he's left behind is a 5-year daughter and also 1.5-year-old son and a wife. You can see in the visuals the ceremony is happening. The guard of honor is being given by the army personnel. Also by the government a 50 lakh compensation has been awarded and also a government job has been promised, but the family demanded that a road with the name of their son should be made in their very particular village, after which the government approved such request, and then this whole demands were being met. So this is the scenario, this is the ambience here, Bithur Ghat, where the last rites are being done of the martyr Karan Singh Yadav. With video journalist Amit, this is Simar Chawla in Kanpur for India Today.
Well, keep watching India Today. We're going to continue to update you on that developing story. Remember, the Army Chief is still in Jammu getting stock of that developing situation. We'll be reporting through prime time here on India Today on that story. And after keeping little Raha away from the limelight for nearly a year, Ranbir Kapoor and Alia Bhatt finally gave their fans and admirers a first glimpse of their baby daughter as they arrived for the Kapoor family's Christmas lunch. Enjoy these pictures, and we wish the family the very best for the new year.
It's Christmas 2023 and Ranbir Kapoor and Alia Bhatt have treated the world with the best gift ever. Yes, Ranbir and Alia gave fans the first look at their daughter Raha as they arrived for the annual Kapoor family Christmas lunch. While every year it was the couple who stole the limelight, this time around it is their adorable daughter in a pink and white dress, red shoes and those dreamy blue eyes who has made everyone go awe. Looking curiously at the paps as they clicked her, Ranbir teaching Raha to greet and Alia as a proud parent rejoicing the moment. It undoubtedly made it to the list of the cutest things on the internet. Now, Alia had shared her concerns about revealing Raha's face during one of her interviews. She said, and we quote, "I don't want it to seem like I'm hiding my daughter. I'm proud of her. If the cameras were not rolling right now, I would put a giant image of her on the screen. I love her. I'm proud of our baby. But we are new parents. We don't know how we feel about her face splashed all out over the internet. She's barely a year old." While Ranbir had shared how he used to show Raha's pictures to people he meets frequently. And now, fans are really happy to get a glimpse of Raha on a really special day. And in fact, the little one got one of the loudest cheers by the paps. However, Daddy Ranbir calmed the paparazzi down in an attempt to not scare her. Meanwhile, Ranbir Kapoor and Alia, who got married in April 2022, welcomed their daughter in November the same year. And the little one recently celebrated her first birthday with Alia, calling her a joy of their lives in her birthday post. With Gyanisha Malik, Entertainment Bureau, India Today.